This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Good evening. This is your primetime bulletin at 8 p.m. which gets you all of the city and the world's updates in 30 minutes short. While you've tuned in tonight, a family in Tirunelveli is grieving the loss of their son, not even knowing for sure what killed him. Caught in a crisis-struck Libya, Murugaya's reported killing in a bombing has been turned down as a case of accident by the Ministry of External Affairs here. But that's definitely not consoling his wife, who is running from pillar to post just to get the body of her husband to his hometown and be granted a decent funeral. Certainly, Libya is not answering any of our questions, as all we may hear for some time now from that nation will be gunshots, bombs going up, and cries of sorrow. I'm Evelyn Matthew. Join me on the show tonight as we profile two tragedy-struck nations and a state that's got its political tempers up already, with Vijay taking to his non-filmy setting in Nagapattinam tonight, and by the looks of it, it's already been given a thumbs up. Peer Muhammad gets us those updates from that district, but before that, a look at the headlines at 8 p.m. A Tamil contract worker from Tirunelveli dies in trouble-torn Libya. The Ministry of External Affairs confirms his death but says he died in a road accident. On the day, the government confirms a JPC in the 2G scan. The Enforcement Directorate grills Raja's brother, but Raja wants to sit in for the debate. Actor Vijay is mobbed at his political blockbuster at Nagapattinam today. The police resort to a lathi charge. In a new twist in the Aditya murder case, the main accused says a mob killed the son of her lover. The tracks of Chennai's metro rail meet another roadblock. The Madras High Court orders an interim stay on the work in Vadapalni. The unexpected showers open the skies to the winged missiles of the city. Chennai's mosquito menace is back. And 3G comes calling in the city. After Airtel, it's now Aircel's turn to launch the service, opening up a whole new dimension for telecom enthusiasts. Let's also bring you the top stories nationally. The Godhra train burning was a planned conspiracy, rules the court, convicts 31 people but lets off 60, including the key accused. More than 200 have been killed and hundreds injured as the Libyan government mounts an air assault on unarmed protesters. At least 65 people are killed in the Christchurch quake. New Zealand's Prime Minister calls it the country's darkest day. And the Sensex is in the red, but Mukesh Ambani's RIL bucks the trend, 4% up after the $9 billion deal with BP. Well, the big story we're tracking at this hour, a man from Tamil Nadu has died in crisis-torn Libya. This 42-year-old contract worker, Murugaya, from the district of Tirunelveli in the state, was working for a Korean firm in Libya, where he died today. While several reports say that he died in the huge military crisis in the nation, the Indian Ministry of External Affairs has rubbished those reports and has in fact come out and said just a few minutes back that the death was due to an accident. And even as this shocking story comes to light, the grieving wife of the dead man spoke to Ndtv-Hindu. Let's listen into what this poor woman and her young son had to say.
போன இடத்துல என் புருஷனை இழந்துட்டேன். எனக்கு ரெண்டு மக்கள் இருக்காங்க. எங்களை அனாதையா விட்டுட்டு போயிட்டாங்க. நாங்க யார்கிட்ட சொல்ல உழைக்க போன புருஷனை இழந்துட்டு வந்து உட்கார்ந்துருக்கேன். உழைக்க போன கணவனை இழந்துட்டு வந்து உட்கார்ந்துருக்கேன் ஐயா. லிபியாவுக்கு போனாங்க. டவர்ல வேலைக்கு போனாங்க. அங்க என்ன நடந்துச்சுன்னு எங்களுக்கு தெரியாது. என் கணவனை கொண்டு வந்து முகத்தனாலும் நாங்க பார்க்கணும் ஐயா. அவர் மூஞ்சிய நாளும் பார்க்கணும். கடைசியா நாங்க போகையில வழி அனுப்பி வச்சோம். திருப்பி பார்க்கறதுக்கு கட்டையனாலும் பார்க்கணும். 4-5 மாதத்துக்கு முன்னாடி தான் எங்கள் அப்பா லிபியாவுக்கு வேலைக்கு போச்சு. எங்கள் அக்கா கல்யாணத்துக்கு வேண்டி தான் வேலைக்கு போச்சு. வியாழக்கிழமை அன்னைக்கு தான் நாங்கள் ஃபோனில் பேசணும். வெள்ளிக்கிழமை வந்துட்டு நாளைக்கு ஃபோன் பண்ணி 1 மணி நேரம் பேசுகிறேன்னு சொல்லிச்சு. வெள்ளிக்கிழமை ஃபோன் பண்ணுற மொத்தம் ஃபோனும் வரல. நாங்கள் ஃபோன் போட்டு எடுக்கலை. ஊர்லேருந்து ஃபோன் பண்ணாங்க. உடனே ஊருக்கு வாங்க, அவங்க அப்பாவுக்கு ஆக்சிடெண்ட் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னு.
Well, sources in the Ministry of External Affairs have told us that the Indian government is ready with action to evacuate Indians in the trouble-torn country. But the MEA is coordinating also with other ministries and is also ready to fly in a plane or even send a ship with medical teams. But as of now, no evacuations have been planned yet.
Sir, a lot of people are worried about the safety of Indians in Libya and the government, I believe, has some contingency plans. Are there plans to evacuate any Indians at the moment?
Well, we are very closely monitoring and watching the situation as it is unfolding in Libya. From our side, all contingency plans are ready, and I have been in constant touch with our ambassador, and even now I was trying to get in touch with our ambassador.
Meanwhile, the Libyan crisis is likely to push up oil prices in India as the Indian crude basket crosses $100 per barrel. The pressure is already mounting on the government to raise petrol prices. The oil ministry indicates that they are watching the prices very closely, but there is no clear indication if there will be a hike. In fact, here's what the nation's finance minister said about the rising global oil prices.
Fuel, diesel, petrol, mineral fuels, and price increases are taking place all over the world. It is not a phenomenon to our country, so some impact would be there. And with a growing economy, we shall have to face, if we increase the purchasing power of the people, which should be, if we give more to the producers, to the farmers, which we shall have to give, some amount of inflation would be there.
Now, after the deadlock, the log jams and the drama we witnessed in the winter session of our parliament, what many of the opposition parties have been asking for has been given the final nod today. On day 2 of the budget session in the parliament, Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh announced a joint parliamentary committee probe into the 2G scam today. The JPC is touted to be a very high-profile committee and is perhaps most suitable to probe what can be considered one of the biggest scams in recent times. The move was well received by the veterans and the senior leaders at the session. Dr. Singh, in fact, stood clear that all political parties would be included in the committee. There is a strong chance of the Congress, the BJP, the Trinamool Congress, the Samajwadi Party, the BSP, as well as the DMK to be among the parties to get the membership in view of their numbers.
Our government is committed to root out corruption and has acted expeditiously and transparently in this direction. Our government believed that as all effective steps were being taken, we might have been able to persuade the opposition not to insist on a JPC. We could not succeed in spite of our sincere efforts. We can ill afford a situation where Parliament is not allowed to function during the crucial budget session. It is in these special circumstances that our government agrees to the setting up of a joint parliamentary committee.
Meanwhile, the main opposition party in Tamil Nadu was smiling at this latest development, although how much of a say the AIADMK will get in the probe remains to be seen. Here's what the AIADMK's Member of Parliament had to say.
For 2.5 years, my leader, Ms. Jayalalitha ji, raised this issue, gave so many statements regarding the 2G spectrum scandal. But we also raised in this House many times. Therefore, Madam, I thank the Honorable Prime Minister to come forward and constitute this JPC. I hope all the political parties of the leaders must be represented in the committee, must not take only in the name of numbers. If they neglect all these things, it's a problem. Therefore, I request the government to see that all the political party leaders must be included in the JPC committee, Madam.
So while the JPC probes what went wrong and whether A. Raja is guilty as charged, will the former minister really sit in the session himself? Well, the Speaker of the Lok Sabha has said she has not yet received a request from Raja to participate in the debate on the 2G spectrum allocation scam. The Spectrum King, though, has reportedly requested his party, the DMK, to allow him to take part in the debate. A. Raja was arrested on the 2nd of February for criminal conspiracy and corruption and is now lodged at the Tihar jail. Meanwhile, the latest Raja connection who's come under the scanner is Kalya Perumal, brother of the former telecom minister A. Raja. He was questioned today for over 3 hours by the Enforcement Directorate, during which he also wrote down his statement. The investigating teams are believed to be trying to find out if his companies acted as a front for Raja's financial dealings. Sources add that he may be questioned again. Back to some political news from the state. The Kavalan of Kollywood alias aspiring politician now, Vijay, is pulling up his sleeves for a debut showdown in Nagapattinam as we speak. The actor is leading a rally at a college premises for the Tamil fishermen in the region in the wake of the killings of 2 fishermen from Nagapattinam as well as Pudukottai district, allegedly by the Sri Lankan Navy. This is the actor's first public appearance for a politically charged issue. In fact, followers from all over the state have come in huge numbers and have even mobbed the actor. This has forced the police to resort to a lathi charge in the region. Vijay's father, in fact, and political mentor as well, had met the AIADMK chief, Ms. Jayalalitha, thrice in the recent months. Joining us with live inputs is our senior correspondent, Peer Muhammad, who joins us from the newsroom. Peer, this is quite a huge crowd who's already cheering Vijay in Nagapattinam as we speak. But more than a rally to show his solidarity, has this turned into a campaign of sorts ahead of the assembly polls?
Yes, Evelyn, this is definitely seems to be a campaign for the upcoming assembly elections from Vijay's side, because Vijay has almost expressed his displeasure over the present ruling regime, DMK regime, and his father has in fact met with the main opposition leader Jayalalitha at least 3 times in the past few months, and that is quite an indication. Also, his film Kavalan ran into quite a lot of controversy. That was not able to be released on the day of Pongal when it was slated to be released, and he has in recent times he made his political ambitions clear. He made a clear statement to Ndtv-Hindu itself saying that he is nurturing political ambitions and he would like to convert this Vijay People's Movement into a political outfit in due course, and this is one platform where he is going to make a political statement today at Nagapattinam in solidarity with the fishermen and also against the present regimes at the state and center. Yeah.
Right. Thanks very much indeed, Pete, for joining us with that input. So clearly it is going to be the next campaign ground there for Vijay as he manages to gather all of those people in Nagapattinam. Still ahead on the bulletin. Accused of murdering a tiny tot, Poovarasi now adds the role of a gang into the killing drama of little Aditya.